Well, folks, I was just talking in the playback stream, and I think we decided this might be worthy of its own little separate talk, little chat here on the Clips channel. The Timberwolves, the first like real big shocking development of the playoffs. The Timberwolves have beat the Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Brutal stretch for the Lakers in 5. Absolutely brutal stretch for that meme that has been long retired. A long retired meme. Luka Donut with the 199. Nico really was right when he said he saw Hito Turkoglu in Luka. Did he say that? Were those words ever actually uttered out of his mouth? Anyways, I'm like, can't believe this happened. But then watching this series play out, I don't know why we didn't expect this to happen. I thought this series would be close. I never thought the Lakers were a serious championship contending team at any point in this process. I thought this series was going to be close. I thought this series was going to be a coin flip. Anyone who thought otherwise, I thought was really overestimating the Lakers, and probably a little underestimating the Timberwolves, but really overestimating Los Angeles. And man, I mean, the games were close. We talked about this on stream this morning that I kind of thought when this happened, if the Timberwolves were to win this game, I thought that it would be a blowout. I thought the Timberwolves would come out and punch them in the mouth immediately, get a big lead, and LA would just be like, dude, what the fuck? Our season's over. And it looked like we were going to get that early on in this game. To the Lakers' credit, they fought back, and they took the lead at points in the fourth quarter of this game. But, and you know, as much as I want to sit here and say that I felt as though their lack of urgency and attention to detail and really, by and large, effort was pathetic for a team that was down 3-1 at home, and I do partially think that at the end of the day, it's just they don't have the guys. That's why I didn't think they stood a chance in a series against the Thunder. They don't have the guys. Jackson Hayes didn't play in this game. He was absolutely unplayable. Maxi Kleba, and God bless Maxi. Maxi, we love you. Makes his Laker debut tonight. He hasn't even practiced since he fractured his foot in whenever that was, January. It's been months since he's even been on a basketball court. He plays 5 minutes and plays minutes down the stretch of the game, and they draw up an ATO corner three for Maxi Kleba. And yes, he does miss it. And yes, he did miss it, unfortunately. Spoilers, my bad. But man, it's tough, and you've got, you know, you're getting clowned on a little bit. You've got Mark Williams Insta-storing this. It is kind of a funny Instagram story. And yeah, if you're Mark Williams, you look at this and you're like, fuck you guys. Rudy Gobert to close out this game. 27 points, 24 rebounds. No, guys, I didn't say Nikola Jokic. No, guys, I didn't say prime Joel Embiid. No, guys, I didn't say Victor Wembanyama. You heard me correctly. It's the other French guy. Rudy Gobert, 27 and 24. An utter domination by him. And it's funny because my chat was giving me shit throughout the games because I was like, yo, Gobert's playing insane. And my chat was like, well, duh, he's supposed to. Like, it's really not that impressive because he's supposed to. It's like, okay, but he's got 27 and fucking 24. Like, what do you mean? If I'm the Lakers, this is so bad and pathetic. Honestly, it's pathetic and embarrassing. You lose to a team that missed 43s, which, by the way, the most threes ever missed in a playoff game by any team. The Timberwolves did it tonight, and you lose that game. The fact that you don't win that game in runaway fashion is shocking. But again, we mentioned this, 11 more field goal attempts for the Timberwolves, 8 more free throws. You're just going to lose that game. You're going to lose that game. 10 times out of 10. And Gobert was fantastic in this series, by the way. He was great. Julius Randle, fantastic in this series. Anthony Edwards, again, fantastic in this series. And didn't shoot well tonight. I still thought he played a pretty good game. I mean, again, nobody on the Timberwolves shot well in this one. For the Lakers, you got to go get it big, obviously. Your frustration with Austin Reeves is high. He was god-awful in this series. Was god-awful tonight. Missed open threes, 6 turnovers. That's the part that can happen. 6 turnovers. But you can't panic with him, is the thing. You can't panic with Austin Reeves because your reality is you've got a LeBron James who's going to turn 41 next year. Luka is not the picture of health, and he's starting like Luka's going to turn 27 next year, which I know is not old, but Luka's already moving around like he's 33. So you got to factor that into the equation where it's like we don't want to put miles on Luka. If LeBron has to miss times, or God forbid LeBron takes a step back a little bit, we're going to need another ball handler who can reliably take pressure off of those guys. So if you trade Austin Reeves, which again, emotions are high, if you trade Austin Reeves, and you know what, Austin Reeves is contract extension eligible. Most money he can get on extension, I believe, is in the lower 20s, is what I heard. And yeah, he'll probably get more than that. He'll probably get more than that elsewhere. So I get there might be an incentive to trade him, but you got to get something serious in return. Like you can't I don't know how I feel about a Reeves for Claxton trade, just for example, right? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know where that, but I don't know how that makes me feel. I'm just using that as an example because they're going to go out and get a big. That's the plan. Reeves played an all-star level this season. No, I don't know if I would go that far, all-star level. But I thought Reeves was great this season, and I don't think an emotional sort of fuck him, let's trade him right now. Trade is what the play is. I just feel, I mean, my guy Maxi Kleba, they're going to shit all over him, the Lakers fans are. Come on, man. Dodo had a rough game, too. Our ex-Mavs, man. Luka, Dodo, and Maxi. It's kind of, and they got Markieff. And you know what? I'm looking at this Lakers team that... Why did my stream just end? I'm looking at this Lakers team that... my playback stream just ended by itself. But... okay. Anyways, I'm looking at a Lakers team that desperately needed some energy, some youth, some athleticism. And there's a guy on the bench with the last name James. There's a guy on the bench with the last name James, and he doesn't get any run. Bronny James gets no run. That's going to be on First Take in the morning. You heard it here first. Let's get to the, I want to talk about the Timberwolves here in a second. I don't want to ramble too long. 8 minutes. Hold on. Let's talk about the Luka side of this. Yeah, look, the reality for me is Luka, I thought, was dreadful defensively in 4 out of 5 games. You saw it in this game. They were going after him every single time. And I thought they got good looks over and over and over and over again. They shot really poorly from 3. And, Luka had a few possessions where he did play well. But they pretty much got whatever they wanted. There was a few possessions, especially down the stretch, where Julius Randle blows right past him and gets a layup. He doesn't box out now. His read on him. His free throw game was pretty much over at that point. But it was really over at that point. Sits there and stares at Rudy Gobert crashing in to grab a rebound and to put back dunk. There were some bad possessions down the stretch. And he hurt his back. He fell on his back, hurt his back. He had the flu in game 4, or game 3, that really sort of limited him. But, it's going to be this. These are going to be the talking points for Luka in the postseason. That's just the way that in the offseason, that's just the way that it's going to be. They're going to be amplified now. I want to warn you guys, if you're a Luka fan, you're listening to this. I know there was sort of this thought that Mavs fans don't treat Luka fair at all. They're so harsh on him. There's not a fan base that would be this harsh. Yes, there is. And he's a part of it now. Okay. It's going to be loud. Some of the talk's going to be loud, but it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. Obviously, yes, he needs to get the conditioning, figure out a way to get to a point with his body. And look, I'm here for all of the different reasons why Luka maybe conditioning wise wasn't where it had to be to win 4 straight playoff series, right? Injury midseason, had to play his way back from an injury, got traded midseason, got sick during the series, hurt his back in the last game. I'm all for that. But for Luka, it's got to get to a point where can I consistently rely on him to be tip-top shape, ready to go once the playoff starts? Because that's what matters. Luka's a 16-game player now. We're done with all that other shit. He's going to turn 27 years old next season. Like, we're beyond all of the young stuff is done. Luka is entering his prime as a player. And it's time to, however it happens, whether it's, we need to get to a point where we're not dealing with injuries during the season as much as we are, because he's been battling with injuries over the last few years. And maybe that's the Mavs, training staff. I don't know. Maybe if you want to say the Mavs training staff is utter shit, maybe that's the case. But he's been dealing with injuries on and off and on last season. And look, the reality was the Mavs made the finals last year. The reason why it was such an incredible run by the team is Luka was compromised. I mean, that's just the reality, right? You just watched that game with your own two eyes, and Luka battled his ass off, to his credit, all postseason long. I thought Luka battled his ass off in this game after what looked to be a pretty bad back injury, honestly. But Luka battled his ass off all past last postseason, and he was clearly compromised during it. Like, you just watched him play compared to where he was in the regular season, early in the regular season before he messed up that knee, and clearly compromised, right? You go back to 2022, Mavs made a conference finals run. Luka entered that postseason with a calf strain, missed the first 2 games. 3 games, right? 3 games, 2 games. So we just got to figure out a way to get to a spot where we're ready, we're healthy, we're ready to go in the postseason, and the numbers don't sort of tail off the way that they have in the second half of games, because it's important. It is. That's when games get close. That's when it's go time to pick your guys up and go out. And to be fair, LeBron was god awful in the fourth quarter of games this postseason. I mean, that's the part that shocked me, right? The reason why I did end up going Lakers in 7, even though I thought this was going to be a close series, was because I thought if the game was close down the stretch, I'm believing in Luka, I'm believing in LeBron, and I'm believing in Reeves. Like, I'm believing in those guys over Ant and Julius Randle, who great players, and they had great series again. Great players, but I don't know if I trust them much down the stretch. And that was the complete and total opposite. I mean, the Lakers guys were awful down the stretch. Luka in the fourth quarter of games in this series, and this isn't even updated, but going into this game was 29% from the field in the fourth quarter, 16% from 3, 1 assist to 3 turnovers. And let me just see what he did in the fourth quarter of this one. I want to say he had a pretty decent fourth quarter, just going with what my eyes told me. 3 points on 1 of 3 shooting. Did have 2 assists, though. So this has been a kind of reoccurring trend over the career of Luka, which is the fourth quarter and second half numbers, they do tail off, right? And a lot of that has to do with all of the baggage. He is exerting so much. Early in games, he gets the game going. He gets the tempo going by scoring a bunch. But, it's a big reason why when Luka was on the Mavericks still early in the season, I was like, people are upset about his usage. I said, good. It's good. Like, this is going to be good in the long run. He wears down. He just does. He wears down a lot. And that's why I say, be careful trading Austin Reeves. If you're going to do it, be careful. Because you need guys who can release that pressure a little bit. So we'll see what this offseason has in store. It'll be a lot of criticism, and I don't think a lot of it will be fair. The Lakers were just not, at no point in time, talented enough to win the finals. Right? I get that the Lakers, they just made the Luka trade. They have LeBron. So there's going to be like championship expectations, or at least deep playoff run expectations. Them losing early in the playoffs was always on the table. It's really not that surprising, especially when you see the series play out. Not surprising at all. So I'm just saying, naturally, you're going to hear conversations about that stuff. But ultimately, the reason why the Lakers lost this series through and through is they just didn't have the guys. Jackson Hayes fucking stinks. He stinks. He's terrible. I thought it was hilarious this game. Anytime Gobert did anything, they would pan to Jackson Reeves on the bench as if it was this grave crime that Jackson Hayes wasn't playing, as if it was this gross mistake by JJ Redick. I can't believe he's not. Like, look at this. They have him on the bench, like paying Jackson. Jackson Hayes was dog shit in this series. I mean, horrible. Horrible. They should have gone with Alex Lynn over him. That's how bad Jackson Hayes was. But, man, huge props to the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, great series. And now, I mean, I don't know. You don't want to get too prisoner of the moment in this type of stuff, but I still don't think anyone's beating the Thunder in the West. My Thunder. I don't think that's where we're at. I think that's where we're at, where I just don't see a team beating the Thunder. But the Timberwolves look damn good, man. They look damn good. And they can beat you in a bunch of different ways. And there's just a level to Ant's game now. And I know he had a bad shooting game tonight. 8 assists and 0 turnovers. 11 rebounds. Digs in on defense. Like, there's just kind of a level to his game now. A sort of trust in those around him that I don't think had been there at any other point in his career, even last year when it felt like he was taking a lead. So it'll be interesting to see what the Timberwolves have in store. I mean, they'll play the winner of the Rockets-Warriors series. I still think it's going to be the Warriors, and that's a problem for them. So we'll see. I mean, what a journey for Anthony Edwards, who last year eliminates Jokic, eliminates Kevin Durant, eliminates Devin Booker. This year eliminates LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and has a chance next round to eliminate Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. I mean, just absolutely insane. It's going to be an interesting offseason for the Lakers. You know, they got to get somebody. I mean, this ain't cutting it, right? So you got to bring in somebody. They rescind the Mark Williams trade. Who knows? Who knows what would have happened if Mark Williams was on the squad? But they'll be busy looking for a center. You know, they'll be hunting for one. I don't know who that guy is going to be. Is it going to be Miles Turner? Not sure why the Pacers would just let him walk. Is it going to be a guy like Nick Claxton? Is it going to be a guy like, do they call the Mavs? Are they on talking terms? I have no idea about Gafford, because I'm sure Gafford is gettable. Probably would only cost the Lakers Maxi Kleba. Is that even something that's possible? Anyways, man, I just felt like I needed to ramble because I started rambling on my stream and I was going to tack it on to the end of my highlights video, which I recommend you guys go watch because this one was pretty fucking funny because we played Schedule 1. But I figured this one needs to be its own thing, I think. Because this was the first big, like, whoa, wow, that happened moment of the playoffs.